Hello, we're back. How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good night? I'm having a lovely night. Let's get some music going. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to reassess with Deadly Premonition, I think. It is being very buggy. Doing not bad. Good. Good to hear it again. Watching a movie on Netflix. What you watching? Yeah. So yeah, maybe we will look at Eternal Darkness after all. Or maybe we'll just look at a bunch of smaller kind of spooky games. I've got plenty on the list of things I've been wanting to look at. I've been wanting to pick up World of Horror. So maybe I'll just buy World of Horror and do a little of that. Oh yeah, bunch of stuff I had in mind that I can look at. Thank you, Lambi. Mortuary assistant, maybe. Is this the first time you've gotten to see the witch outfit, Fate? Not the fallback version, I suppose. Not the imposter version. But yeah, I figured I should make myself a Halloween costume. So nothing super fancy or anything. Of course, it's just the Virgin Killer, but I changed the color on it and found a witch hat. It's nothing major. I do have a broom, though. I did give myself a broom. I have a broom. But yeah, didn't do anything super major. I've been meaning to. I don't know why it didn't work, because I've gotten it to work with plenty of other things before, like with world constraints to get it to drop in world. For some reason, it's not working with this broom, and I don't know why. Might be because I gotta update VRC Fury. I think I do have an imposter for it. I thought I did anyway. I wanted to drop it in world so I could kind of, put it there and like dance around it, or like put it down and like sit on it, So, I can kind of hold it there and sit on it, but Yeah, that's all I've had kind of the time and energy to do for a Halloween costume right now. Work is, of course, work, so... Once we are fun employed, we'll have more time to do fun stuff. This means Zyra will win for the costume contest. Thank you. Means Zyra's one from last year is very good. It is very good. You okay, chicken? I'm kind of in the ground a bit. There we go. Curse you? I would never curse you, Fate. I'm a good witch. but thank you, chicken. I'm glad you think so. Ooh, my hip tracker is being a little wonky there. That's not a curse, that's a blessing. Now you can be my familiar. Like this little guy. Well, since when is Fate not a cat? He's always been a cat every time I've seen him. Well, mostly. Most of the time. Usually a cat. See, I now have an opening for a new familiar. Hey, Dieselman. Yep, it's my Halloween costume. I thought I should make myself something for Halloween, at least. It's really, of course, just the Virgin Killer dress. I changed the material on it and found myself a witch hat. That's all we got so far. That's all I've had the energy to do. I do have a broom. I made myself a little broom. It's not quite functioning the way I want it to yet. I want it to be able to like drop in world, and for some reason that's not working at the moment, and I haven't had the energy to work on it too much. But, you know, I wanted to like kind of be able to just like put it in the world there and like sit on it or like stand it up there and kind of like dance around it. So we're working on that. Well, I haven't actually really been working on it, but been too busy with work. But yeah, you know what I mean. We might get back to it before the end of the month. Who knows? You scared a rabbit today at work? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I have to remember what my sad face was. Why would you scare a rabbit like that? Why would you do that to a poor innocent rabbit? It wasn't on purpose? Okay. As long as it wasn't on purpose. Hydrate? Ah. Thank you, Drago. I will do so. Forgot my water. My water's over there. Over there. One moment. Okay, we're back. Got my water. Again with the deer tail. Deer tail? It's a bunny tail. But what made me choose a bunny as a Sona? Cheers, everyone. Well, honestly, I have always been fond of rabbits. I do think bunny boys have always been one of my favorites. Like, you know, with like furries. But honestly, a large reason was I was just kind of looking for another like kind of avatar to start using, and the creator of this avatar was just giving it away for free for one day on Easter, and I just happened to have picked it up. Durges, if he's in chat, pointed out to me. He was like, oh, hey, this person's just putting up this avatar. And I just started working on it, and I just kind of really sort of fell in love with this avatar, and I made a few changes on it to, you know, make it a bit how I like it, and it just suddenly kind of felt right. Yeah. I am in actuality like very short. I am 5'3", so a small, cute little like kind of animal just sort of feels like it fits. Oop, come on, hip. There we go. So just sort of felt right. So no, it was not always a bunny. When I first got into VRChat, I bounced around a lot trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and then for a while I was a skunk. Which I liked a lot, but people started to make like assumptions of like when you're a skunk that you are either like really into like smell play, like you picked a skunk because you like body odor and stuff like that, or they assume that you're an avid fan of marijuana, and neither of those are the case. I just kind of think skunks are cute, and the skunk was kind of actually the origin of the skunk joke. Was because of my fondness for cat boys. It was like that one. I'm a bit of a Francophile. I'm fond of like the French in general, and I chase cat boys. So there was a joke for a while that if you had a fursona, it would be a skunk because you love the French and you chase cat boys. So that was where the skunk came from. It's actually why one of the nicknames that people call me quite a lot, and like my currency is called Bunky Bucks. It's where Bunky came from, because Bunky is a portmanteau of skunk and bunny. I do still intend to probably one day make like a skunk bunny hybrid, but I kind of just this particular Abby just feels right now. I really like it. And it's kind of become my thing at this point, so... thank you for the follow, Femboy Bunny. As you might have guessed, some of us are kind of fond of Femboy Bunnies around here. We might have a few of those. So you're in good company. Don't talk about my skunk seam. I should do a redeem, like give me, like a whole bunch of points, and I'll bust out the skunk. But yeah, the skunk avatar was, of course, the first avatar I worked on, and did not do a very good job on some of the texture work where the textures meet up. So there was a visible seam where the texture on the head met the neck and the body. I was very sensitive about it. Fell down the stairs. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Were you hurt? Do you need pats? Do you need head pats? You need a hug? Fond, no. Head over heels for? Not quite. Enjoy deeply? Yes. Good to know. Good to know. I'm glad we could clear that up. Not quite head over heels. I'll have to work a little bit harder then. Chicken's not quite head over heels. Let's see. How can we fix that? Thank you, King. Oh, camera. You weren't too badly hurt. That's good. I'm glad. Just missed the shower. Did you miss anything? Not much. I just got in. So I've just been doing a little dancing, a little wiggling, a little chatting. You know, the usual. Five squats. Well, alright. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, are we lagging a bit? Oh, welcome back, Necro. How did Jiu-Jitsu go? And of course, chicken, I want everybody to be head over heels in love. Trying to get back into the swing of things after being out for a couple months, so slow going for now. That's fair. I mean, I'm sure it's very hard to, you know, concentrate in that situation. Rolling around with a bunch of other men between your legs. Recalibrate real quick. My hip is looking just a little weird. That's better. That's better. After everything that's happened, you don't remember the last time you were in VR? It's been a while, Soup. I've not seen you in VR in like feels like 2 weeks. Probably close to, right? Come back to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practice and you're like, you need to practice? Hoping to graduate to the real thing someday. Money Jesus, yeah. T-pose. Yes, we miss seeing you, Soup. Hey, Koneko. Granted, you don't have a fuzzball to be just hard, uncuddly steel. Some people are into that. Never tried Buzzball before. Don't is your advice. That's those like little mixed drinks in like the little round things, right? You like potions? Except the only effect is to get you drunk, right? Only they make you sick instead of heal you. Right. Elixir of Wakefulness. That's Monster Energy drink or coffee. Premixed shit is usually overpriced, low proof, and not very good. Correct. It's usually, just malt liquor with flavoring added to it. Garbage. Terrible, and will make you very sick. I've gotten so incredibly sick before on Mike's Hard Lemonades and Smirnoff Ices. And that's basically what they all are. They're just like malt liquor with flavoring added. Used to be an alcoholic energy drink. Yeah, what was that called? I forget. And they outlawed it because a bunch of people some kids died, basically. Quattro, yeah. You have a nostalgic fondness for Smirnoff Ice? Yeah, something loco. Yeah, what was it? It was Four Loco, right? Yeah, Quattro Crazy. Yeah, Four Loco. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Necro. Never had it myself. Yeah, Four Loco. Cast a fire spell. Cast a fire spell, you say. All right, let's see. Alright. Here we go. Alright. Alright, if anybody gets this reference, you get a kiss, right? Alright, here we go. Alright. Darkness beyond twilight, crimson beyond blood which flows. In the darkness is where our power grows. Oh crap, how's the rest of it go? Ah, shit. Darkness beyond twilight, crimson beyond blood which flows. In the darkness is where our power grows. Let all those stand before me cower before the power that I hold in my unworthy hands. Something like that. Something like that. You know, exactly. Necro gets a kiss. That was, in fact, Slayers, yes. Very good. Lena Inverse from Slayers. A very early crush. Always loved Slayers. Oh. Soup, you know you just need to ask. You just need to ask, Soup. Yeah. What do people think? People in the mood to do a tier list? I've been enjoying doing those tier lists. Those have been fun. Just yell out Fireball, yeah. That's what Lena would do, yeah. Sometimes she'd have a little build up to it, but yeah, mostly it was just Fireball! Yeah. You can tell how old a weeb I am when you talk about like a magic spell, and my thought goes to Lena Inverse from Slayers, right? You know exactly how old I am of a weeb. Wasn't that from like the early to mid 90s? Yes. The thing the tier list is for random when you do it. Haven't actually seen it. There's a bunch of things you can choose from. We have done birds and English breakfast. Which I'm surprised people have been wanting like less nerdy ones. Yeah, I was always expecting like, oh, people want me to do anime or something, right? But it's like, no, do like breakfast food. I'm like, all right, cool, I love that. Here, we'll head over. We'll see if there's one we want to do. I've been enjoying doing these. These have been quite fun. Hey, Josu, or is it Jasu? Welcome, welcome. We're chilling in VRChat. Earlier we were doing a little Deadly Premonition. We've been doing spooky games, as well as our usual VRChat hangouts. I figured the tier lists have been fun to do recently. So why don't we do a tier list before we just do some cuddles. All right. So, do we like adult cartoons, amusement parks, analog horror, animated cats, anime, Asian supermarket snacks, birds, bugs, candy, car brands, ceiling fans, chairs, chips, classic spooky characters, clouds, colors, condiments, cosplay, cursed food. Cereal? You want cereal? We can do cereal. We can do cereal. Oh, if I can grab the camera. Always messes with having the virtual windows. Messes with the camera. Ooh. Cocoa Krispies. Cocoa Krispies. I'm not a huge fan of Cocoa Krispies. They're fine. I think they're, I put them at pretty much like a C tier, maybe a B personally. A or B for you, Dragoon. Andy also says C. Fate is saying C. C gets too soggy. I agree. They get soggy very quickly, and the quality of cocoa is not great in my opinion. Like, so, I agree. I think that's a solid C right there. I think that's a C for me. Raisin Bran, 2 scoops. Now, respect for being a really early one, respect for being like fairly healthy, and I don't hate raisins in cereal. I'm not a big fan of them in a lot of other things. I actually quite like raisins in savory foods too, though. But so I don't hate raisins. I don't hate Raisin Bran. But that said, it's also not a favorite. For me, that's like a B. I think Raisin Bran is pretty okay. Not to be old, but you love Raisin Bran. I like it too. I'm not, but again, I am also old though, right? Thank you for the follow, Terminator. I see you with tier in your name. I imagine you must appreciate the tier lists. C, you never ate it? Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with a B because I would take it over Cocoa Krispies. I think they are better than Cocoa Krispies. I'd put them at a tier up from Cocoa Krispies. So I'm gonna go with a B on that one, actually. Let's see. These virtual windows are in my way. It's a rank B tier, classic taste, but not the best. I agree 100%, Red. Yep. Needs to be at, yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. Huge coincidence. All right, cool. Can't go wrong with it. Yep. So, Crunch Berries. Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. Again, yeah, not a favorite. Not a favorite. They're not a go-to for me. But I would probably put them on a similar tier to Raisin Bran. So I think that's also a B for me. A or B. A, personally not a fan. I think that deserves to be on the same tier as Raisin Bran. I think it's good. I don't, but not one of my faves. But it's a solid choice. Classic Cheerios. Also, I gotta move this. I gotta move you a little bit here, chat. There we go. The virtual window here is messing with me. So, classic Cheerios. BFS. All my homies hate Cheerios. I don't hate them. Cheerios are poopy. C, solid mid-tier. Yeah, I don't hate them. But also, obviously, they're not my favorite. They're a little bland. But also, sometimes it's just nice to, like, just snack on, like, just some plain old Cheerios. It's like eating packing peanuts. I think they're better than packing peanuts, but not much better. If you add sugar. Yeah, I mean, but then that's what frosted Cheerios are for, right? I agree. I think that's a C. I think that belongs similar tier to Cocoa Krispies. Actually, should they be on the same tier as Cocoa Krispies, or do they deserve to be a lower tier because they are a bit bland? I don't know. They're also so classic, though. I do think those belong in C. I think Cheerios belongs in C. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up. Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Yeah, I think Reese's Puffs are probably an A. Possibly an S. They are quite good. C, you never ate it? They're good. They're good. I think that's an easy A for me. Double S. I think they're a high A. So I'm a big fan, but I'm not like, you know. The tier does go to S, yeah. S, A, B, C, D, and F. Now, Fs are basically, like, something has to be abysmal to get an F in my book, right? And I you know. So basically, like, it has to basically fail at what it's supposed to be an F for me, right? Because that's what F means, right? It means failure, so. Tricks. There is a bunny. But I've never been, again, a huge fan of Tricks. There is a bunny, though, so that knocks it up a little bit. Absolute marketing garbage Tricks, yeah. That's fair. I don't think they're very good. I think maybe another C there, right? The hard one, because I don't really have strong opinions about cereals unless it's Cracklin' Oat Bran. Cracklin' Oat Bran, ooh, Cracklin' Oat Bran is probably an A, possibly an S. I really liked Cracklin' Oat Bran. That shit was good. That would probably get an S if that comes up. Should be the new Trick Samurai. Exactly right. I think that's a C for me. I've never been a big fan, but they're also not bad. Corn Pops. Corn Pops are alright. You know, they don't have... I was discussing this with a coworker recently, and he's very mad about it. That they don't come in, like, the foil bag anymore. You know, they used to be like a foil bag, and it feels like it kept them fresher. And now they go stale quicker. It's kind of a bummer. Yeah, you remember the foil bag? Yeah, Necro, you remember, yeah. I think it's a B. I think it deserves to be on the same tier as Raisin Bran and Captain Crunch. Does Kix still exist? I don't know. I did used to like Kix. Even though those are also like a little bland if you think about it, but I think Kix deserve a B. I think that deserves to be on the same spot as Raisin Bran and Captain Crunch. They're above average, I think. I like Pops. Frosted Mini Wheats. This is probably like going to be a divisive one because I kind of like them. S tier. F. Wow, I knew this was gonna be divisive. Holy crap! But S and F being like, you know, right next to each other there. I do like Frosted Mini Wheats. S tier for you. They're good, but they shoot your blood sugar up and then drop it, and your hands start shaking on it. Really? Because I would think that, like, you know, the whole grains in it. There's a lot of whole grains in it, so I would think that would help, like, even you out. Like, there's a lot of fiber in them, isn't there? So you think that would even you out. That's unfortunate. I think Frosted Mini Wheats deserve an A. I like them quite a lot. Yeah, I think that's fair, because I would, that does put them on the same tier as Reese's Puffs, which is giving them high praise, but I do believe they deserve to be in a higher tier than Raisin Bran and Captain Crunch. So I think those get an A for me. Just the Mini Wheats. Wow, interesting. They do have just obviously just a ton of sugar. Just painted on them, right? Like, so, huh. Special K. That's like a D for me right there. It's like cornflakes, but worse. It's a cereal, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't fail at being a cereal, so I still don't think it deserves to be an F, unless someone's got a compelling case why this is an absolute failure at cereal, but I'm about to put this at a D, because I do not like Special K. You'd take them over cornflakes, personally. Interesting. Special K, we're legally obligated. This is special. We're legally obligated to tell you this is special, yeah. Yeah, that's a D for me. I'm not a fan. I don't like Special K. I think they're cornflakes, but worse, and I would say cornflakes are like a C. So I have to put them a tier down from that. Cocoa Puffs. This is another one that's very similar to Cocoa Puffs. Or Cocoa Krispies, rather, right? Like, that I don't actually like that cocoa powder that they put on these. Can't even rate it, never tried it, and rarely eat cereal. That's fair. A or a B. Dr. Kellogg was a crook. It was a kook. Yeah, it's true. He was. Inferior to Reese's. Oh, absolutely inferior to Reese's. No, 100%. But Reese's are an A right now. So, like, yeah. B tier. Doesn't get soggy as fast, but makes better chocolate milk after. That's a fair assessment. And that's kind of what I was thinking. Their texture is better than Cocoa Krispies. And we put Cocoa Krispies at a C. Is it better enough than Cocoa Krispies to go the tier up? And I am leaning towards yes. I am leaning towards these are a B. You place them alongside Cocoa Krispies. They're very similar, but I would say they have a better texture. And that does mean a lot. I think that's a fair assessment. I think a tier up, because they are slightly better than Cocoa Krispies. I think that's a fair assessment. Rice Chex. I think Rice Chex are like the second worst Chex. I like corn Chex, then the Rice Chex, and then the wheat Chex, I think. That said, of course, they're very bland unless, you're doing something to them. Like, I like Chex Mix. Chex Mix is great. But that's because it's got, like, all kinds of other shit in it, right? It's not the Chex. And the Chex are really in the way. Like, they're the filler in Chex Mix, right? What you do is take those and make puppy chow. Garbage cereal, great for puppy chow. Yeah, I mean, when your best use is being an ingredient in something better, then that's a pretty bad cereal, right? But at the same time, they're not disgusting, so I think a C is probably correct for this, right? That's a pretty average cereal right there. Raisin Bran. We already have Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran's on here twice. What the heck, Raisin Bran? Is this somehow different? No, they both say Raisin Bran, 2 scoops. It's not like... The other one says 2 scoops, though. I mean, that's on there twice. Alright, well, that's going in B as well, then, along with the other one. Cocoa Pebbles. Man, I've never been a fan of Cocoa Pebbles. I gotta tell you. Oh, Fruity Pebbles even. I hate Fruity Pebbles, actually. Fruity Pebbles are bad. Yeah. This one has the happy sun. I think they both did. C tier. I'm tempted to put these lower because I actually think these are worse than Cocoa Krispies. Are they that much worse though? Are they as bad as Special K? Yes, actually, I do think they are. Fruity Pebbles are S tier. I do not like Fruity Pebbles. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think these are as bad as Special K. I'm putting those at a D. Honeycomb. Honeycomb's big. Yeah. It's not small. No. Here you go, shower. All right, enjoy your shower, Faye. Honeycomb S. Never had it, so can't rate it. I remember, like, they were never my first choice, but I remember getting them and being like, oh, these are good. Wow. A lot of S's. A lot of S's for the honeycomb. Is it because their mascot was like a little furry weirdo and we're all a bunch of furry weirdos? Is that why S? Chat, is that why? Chat, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, chat. Is it because the mascot is a little furry weirdo? I actually want to see some cereals that maybe you know some of. I'm sorry, Splash. You don't remember the mascot? It was like this little weirdo. You are a little furry weirdo, Necro. Are you the mascot for Honeycomb? Honeycomb was good. I think that deserves an A. Maybe I'm being a little harsh. Nothing has gotten an S yet, but also nothing's gotten an F yet. So I think I think I'm being fair. Honey Bunches of Oats. I don't hate it, but also I'm not that big a fan of it. To me, this is another, like, maybe a B, because they're good. A for you, you like it? They're good. They're good. I don't know if I'd put it at A, because right now A is like Reese's Puff, Mini Wheats, and Honeycomb, right? And I don't think it's as good as those. I don't think it deserves to be in the same sentence as those. I agree. I think B tier. I always felt like there's not enough nuts in it. Alright? Like those little tiny slivers of almonds there, that's not enough, man. You barely taste those almonds. I love almonds. I'm a big fan. I love almonds. So yeah, I think that's a B. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know, maybe an unpopular opinion. Not a fan. Don't like them. The bunches hurt your mouth. Oh, Soup. You're so delicate. Double S? Really? Ronnie? Really? Wow. I never liked them. Actually, thinking back on it, no. I'm thinking of something else. No, these have a really these have that cool texture. They have like a good texture to them. The milk after scrumptulescent. I had to invent a new word for them. I call it scrumptulescent. You know what? I'm remembering it now. The texture on those are quite nice. You know what? I'll give you an A. I'll give you an A on those. I'll give you an A. Oh, Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp? Cookie Crisp? I'm about to put this in an S tier right now. Unless someone's got some compelling argument, this is going in S, because this was one of my favorites. Plus, there's a furry. So unless someone's got a compelling argument, this is about to go into an immediate S tier right here. I was a big fan of Cookie Crisp. This was my jam. Wow, Match is saying F. It's not serious. What? What are you on about? Cookies for breakfast? Yeah. Remember back when it was like a cop and a dog, and there was like a robber, and it was like Cookie Crisp. Remember? Not a bunny mascot, only A tier. Well, here's a bunny who's like, you know, like spouting out about him right here. Wow. You Cookie Crisp haters. How weird. Nope. Pie Shock. I'm not even moving around, Pie Shock. Why are you falling off? All right, well, you know what? That's going in S tier because I really like Cookie Crisp. Peanut Butter Crunch. And then we go to something that I'm like really meh on. This is like another C tier right here, I think. A or S, really. We put the ones with crunch berries rather. Captain Crunch with crunch berries is at B currently. Is Peanut Butter Crunch better than with crunch berries? Haven't had all the variations on the Cap'n. I think they're like comparable to the crunch berries. They might be, yeah. You think the berries are better? I'm tempted to say so. But do they deserve to be an entire tier down? Like, do they deserve to be amongst the likes of Raisin Bran, Pops, Cocoa Puffs? Or do they deserve to be down a little bit further down with Cocoa Krispies, Cheerios, Trix, and Rice Chex? Really comes down to how much you like peanut butter, yeah, which I like peanut butter, but I'm not like super crazy about it. And I'll remind you, for peanut butter we have Reese's Puffs, right? Which are at an A currently because those things are really good. Sounds like a C. That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards a C on this one. I agree. I agree. That's a C. Fruity Pebbles. These are going in D. Unless someone's got a real compelling argument for me, these are going in D because I do not like them. S tier for you? Oh, man. I don't know, Necro, man. Cocoa Pebbles are a D, and I think these are even worse, personally. Again, I don't know if they deserve to be I don't think they are not cereal, so I don't think they deserve an F, but they're about to go in a D here. Look, it's the closest you can get to eating aquarium gravel. That's true. I can't say that's something I've ever wanted to do. I don't have pica. Well, I have chewed on some weird things. I used to chew the crap out of my pens in school. But that's because I have an oral fixation. I mean, what? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan. They're going in D. Should probably buy all the cereals that I haven't tried and taste test them. That'd be a thing you could do. It'd be fun. Cornflakes. I think that's baseline right there, right? I think that's a C if I've ever heard of one. These are the most just average cereal. This is like the cereal that other cereals are judged by. It was the original. Do you know why these were invented? Actually, this is a fun story. Kellogg couldn't think of a way to sell people just bags of pre-popped popcorn because he knew that would make him a fortune because it's all air and corn is cheap. So he's like, well, I guess I can at least cook them and press them out and like, you know, break them up into like these flake things and then sell that to people. Turns out much later on, people would get dumber and start buying bags of pre-popped popcorn and pay several dollars for like half a penny's worth of popcorn. But Kellogg's was ahead of his time on that one. This is pure like, how can I make the most money out of like the least amount of product? And that's how cornflakes came to be. I think that's a C for me. That is the marker by which it's like, did they fuck it up? If they fucked it up, it's, you know, worse than cornflakes. Did they make it better? It's better than cornflakes. Cornflakes is the white male protagonist of video games. Like, yep, this is your baseline before you change anything. And I feel very similarly to Rice Krispies, except I think they're worse because I think the texture is worse on them. I think the texture's worse. Yeah. Yeah. And they don't even have like the good grace to have chocolate on them like the Cocoa Krispies, which we gave a C. Yeah, I think this is actually like they're very similar to cornflakes, but just like worse in every way, right? They're just very bland. They get soggy super fast, and their best use is an ingredient in something else, right? Rice Krispie treats. I agree. I think that's a D. Frosted Flakes. Now there's your quintessential. We did cornflakes, and we made them a little better by adding sugar and a hot furry. Right? So for that reason, I think they deserve at least a B, right? Because they are better than cornflakes. A tier, C tier, S tier. Are they as good as Reese's Puffs, right? Do they deserve to be in the same level as Reese's Puffs? Or are we more, or do they deserve to be more with like Raisin Bran? And Kellogg's Pops and Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. Telling me a Tiger Boy frosted these flakes? Alright. I'm gonna... You know what, I'm gonna put them at an A because, you know, they go up a tier just for being like, you know, cornflakes but better. Then they go up another tier because Tony, right? So I think we'll give them an A. We'll give them an A. Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, I do not like them. I am not a fan. These are bad. I think these are bad. I think these are like a... I'm about to put these in a D like immediately because I'm just like, no thank you. I do not like them. B or C for you. Do you think they're better than regular Cheerios? Because regular Cheerios are at a C, which I think is fair and correct. I think these are actually worse than regular Cheerios. I would rather have regular Cheerios than Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. They still make those? I think so. Not as good as Honey Nut? Yeah, I'd rather have Honey Nut. I think I'd rather have normal Cheerios than these ones. I do not like. There's something weird about the cinnamon and flavoring that they put in that, as well as I don't know what it's supposed to be. That's supposed to taste like apple, but it doesn't. Yeah, I agree. I think regular Cheerios are better than the other varieties as well. Yeah, I think that's a D. I think they're worse than regular Cheerios. I think they took a perfectly average Cheerio and made it below average. Regular Captain Crunch. No Crunch Berries, no peanut butter. Just the regular Captain. I remind you that we put Crunch Berries at a B, and we put the peanut butter one at a C. Oops, all capping. Yeah, I mean when you market your cereal as here's a version of it with only the good parts, and we took by taking out the regular cereal, right? C for regular. I agree. I think it's on the same tier as the peanut butter ones because they're not. I don't think the peanut butter is significantly better. I think they're kind of just a different variation on basically the same thing. I don't think the peanut butter necessarily makes it better. So yeah, I think so. Cap'n Crunch, I think, also goes in a C. Honey Smacks. This might be divisive. I kind of like the weird texture on them, right? The puffed rice kind of thing, and it's got that little bit of bran in there, and sure, it gets stuck in your teeth a little bit, but it's at least got a bit of a chew to it, right? And they don't go super soggy, super fast. I kind of like the texture on them. I'm realizing I'm a bit of a texture guy when it comes to cereal. Yeah, I think I kind of like them. I'm kind of thinking like a B. Because I'll take them over Cheerios. I'll definitely take them over Cocoa Krispies. I'll take them over Trix. I'll take them over Rice Chex. Yeah, I would take these over anything that we currently have in C tier. That would put them on the same tier as Raisin Bran. Cap'n Crunch with Crunch Berries, Pops. Am I a texture guy when it comes to other things? Maybe. Maybe. I accidentally shrunk you down, chat. There we go. Such a wild name. You've never seen them before? No? You've never seen Honey Smacks? These are an old one. Honey Smacks are from the 70s or maybe 60s even. Used to be called Sugar Smacks, but yeah. Yep. Yep. I think they deserve to be in a B. I think they deserve a B. Because I would take them over the things in C tier that we have. So I think they deserve to be in a B. Count Chocula. I have a kind of a fondness for Count Chocula. I like the, I kind of am a weird person. I kind of like those crunchy ass marshmallows that are in cereals like that. Yeah, they're like Lucky Charms, but also chocolate, right? A or B? B tier. You've never had Count Chocula? Now's the time. All these ones, the Halloween ones, should all be in in supermarkets again because it's spooky season. So you should be able to get some Count Chocula real easily. Count Chocula I think is a year-round one, but the other monster themed ones usually are only Halloween. Yeah, Boo Berry, Frankenberry. They recently brought back the werewolf one, right? And he's cherry flavored, right? But what is he called? He's the Fruit Brute. Fruit Brute, if I recall correctly, which they brought back like a couple years ago. Werewolf Come, yeah. Count Chocula, huh? Count Chocula. Do you deserve an A, Count Chocula? Do you deserve an A? Do you deserve to be with Reese's Puffs, Mini Wheats, Honeycomb? I kind of think you do. I kind of think so. Werewolf sounds like immaculate marketing, right? Like, and he was a thing like back in like the 70s, and then like they just forgot about him for years, and they just brought him back. Yeah, see if you can find it. Fruit Brute. It's not bad. Yeah, I kind of think Count Chocula deserves an A. I kind of like it. I kind of think it deserves to be in that same tier. Fruit Loops. Again, this might be controversial. This is another one I'm not a big fan of. I've never really liked Fruit Loops. C for Dragoon. That's about where I'm thinking. Yeah, C, baseline, yeah. I'm glad everybody agrees. I'm not a huge fan, but they're also not, like, bad. So yeah, I'm glad you all agree. I think that's a solid C tier right there. Honey Nut Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios, I think, are like comparable to regular Cheerios. I personally think they're slightly better, but they're not like significantly better. So I would be comfortable putting these at a C as well, because though better, I don't think they're like an entire tier better. Because being an entire tier better, again, that puts them on the same tier as like Honey Smacks, which we all agreed were pretty good. And I don't think these are as good as Honey Smacks. I think that's another C, yeah. Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks are another one. Again, it might be divisive. I didn't like them. I didn't like them very much. S or A? Wow. Wow, y'all are big fans of them. Okay. Wow. A lot of big fans of Applejack. I guess I'm the weirdo for not liking them. See, that's more where I'm at, chicken. Don't think you've ever had them, Soup? F. Oh, Match thinks F. Yeah, I wouldn't say F, but I don't like them. Does not taste like apple. Why doesn't it taste like apple? Why don't Apple Jacks taste like real apple? Ask the mailman. Maybe he knows. Ask the milkman. Yeah. I don't even think it's... Well, there's a reason why they put like this... they started marketing it with the cinnamon, right? The cinnamon down here, because they're more cinnamon flavored than anything else. They're supposed to be like apple pie spice, right? Like they're like the apple and cinnamon go together, and we taste the cinnamon more. Yeah, you mostly get the cinnamon out of it. But I also think like it's basically apple pie spice, right? Like it's got some nutmeg in there and whatnot, and which I like. But and in the cereal, I've never been a fan. Hey, N64 gamer, how are you? Yeah, I think I gotta go with a C on that one. But I think we need to get on to the next track here. Let's go with that one. Lucky Charms. Now, I don't hate Lucky Charms, even though I understand that the non-marshmallow part don't really taste like anything at all. But as I've mentioned, I'm kind of a sucker for those crunchy-ass marshmallows. C or D. It's a B. I know, I like the weird little marshmallows. I'm weird like that, I know, but I kind of like them. Now, here's the thing. They're not as good as Count Chocula, right? Because as I said, Count Chocula is Lucky Charms, but better because it's the actual cereal bits also have flavor. And one of the better chocolate flavors in cereal, I think. The non-marshmallow bits were depressing. Yeah, they're not good. They have no flavor. So they're definitely not... They definitely don't deserve to be, like, A tier along with Count Chocula, right? Because Count Chocula, the actual cereal, is good as well as the marshmallows. Actual garbage. Actual garbage. I guess the question is, are they better than average, or are they average? Are they another one of those, this is a baseline cereal by which other cereals are measured? Or are the marshmallows enough that it makes them slightly better? General Mills just throw a better cereal in with it's, yeah, well that's what they did with Count Chocula, right? So they did, you know, and Boo Berry and, you know, Frankenberry. Frankenberry's the bomb. Because again, it's Lucky Charms, but like, you know, there's the fruit flavor I want though. I think it's a C, because yeah, I think it's just baseline. Even though I am a sucker for those marshmallows. I am a sucker for those marshmallows. Alright. Golden Crisp. Similar to Smacks, I kind of like the texture on them. Need a Oops All Marshmallows. You can just get bags of those. Stands on the marshmallows alone, yeah. Super fair. 100%. Yep. Play some with Smacks. Yeah, they're very similar to Smacks. Be so much sugar. It would be pure, like basically pure sugar, just with like a little bit of gelatin, right? A C. What did we put Smacks at? We put Smacks. We put Smacks at B, which I think is fair. Because yeah, I like the texture. I do actually like the texture on these quite a lot. They don't, and they, you know, they stand up to the milk. I think that's a B. Hey, there's Kix. We were talking about Kix. Kix are a little bland, but they're... I kind of liked how they weren't super, super sweet. Like, even as like a kid, I kind of liked that they were just a little sweet, right? They weren't like tooth-achingly sweet. And, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, they're not super, super sweet, just very faintly sweet. They have a nice texture to them. They stay crunchy. Parents could not comprehend the nutritional fact. They couldn't, no. They were under the impression back then, of course, like in the 90s, Soup, remember? That they fed us this bullshit about how like low-fat diets were the healthy thing, right? While ignoring sugar, right? So they would release all these like, oh, it's low-fat, you know, so it's healthy, right? When it was just loaded with sugar. Because they were trying to convince people that, no, that fat is the bad guy, right? And it was easy for people to buy up because they're like, oh yeah, fat makes you fat. That makes sense. But obviously, no. Like we know now, of course, sugar is terrible for you. Fat, you need fat to metabolize like, you know, micronutrients and stuff, and to keep your hormones balanced and whatnot. So the low fat, high sugar diets were like just the worst idea. Secret word is part of a complete breakfast. Yeah, you were supposed to have like a quarter of a cup of this sugar ass cereal, right? With your milk, and you wanted like, you know, your like skim milk, right? So, you know, they would tell you skim milk because fat was the bad guy, right? But yeah, and then you're supposed to have it with all these other things that are much healthier. Which were also a ton of carbs, though, right? Like, they were just convinced that, no, carbs are good for you. Eat just so many carbs. It always showed a glass of milk and a glass of juice. And juice is not very good for you, though. Like, you know, sure, it has some micronutrients in it, but otherwise it's tons of sugar. Like, it's better for you than, like, you know, soda, obviously. Because, which is also pure sugar but doesn't have the micronutrients in it. Yeah, juice bad. I mean, tastes great. I love the flavor of juice, but like it's not good for you. Again, they just were convinced, just load the kids with sugar, it'll be fine. Just don't give them fat. It's low fat, but carbs like crazy. Almost everything other than water is bad as far as drinks go. I mean, coffee has been shown to have a lot of medicinal benefits. Not so much if you load it up with sugar and, like, you know, everything, of course, but plain black coffee has been shown to have a number of benefits, as well as tea. Coffee good. Alcohol bad, unfortunately. Alcohol bad, but alcohol also so good. Water good. I don't drink enough water. I need to drink more water. Zyre juice is yummy. Oh my. You've gotten Zyre juice? I'm jealous. I mean, what? I've been barking up that tree for months. What? It's all about moderation. And, like in most things, yeah. Like, it's... Don't forget samurai juice as well. The bunny... People do love the bunny milk. Tell you about the cup it comes in? What, the bunny milk? You're trying to get me to plug the mugs? Frankly, I'm happy I sold 3 of those damn things. Can't believe 3 of you weirdos bought those mugs. I love you. You're all wonderful. But yeah, kicks. Where are we landing on kicks? I think like a B. They're good. Maybe even... They deserve an A. Because I used to really like them as a kid. I remember, like, they were one of my go-tos. Not too sweet, good texture. Are they better than Corn Pops? Because Corn Pops are also good, but way sugarier. Yeah, I remember liking it. I think a B. I think a B with kicks. I think kicks deserve a B. Rice Krispie Treats cereal. Okay, so now this is an actual improvement over Rice Krispies. The marshmallow in these always tasted a little weird. Never seen those? It is literally basically Rice Krispie Treats, just like chunked up. It's literally basically that, yeah. Just like Rice Krispie Treats, but like just chunks of them. But I don't know what it was. Something in the binding agent or something in there. They tasted just a little off. Like, just a little weird. And maybe just a touch too much of vanilla. But that might just be because, you know, I wasn't, you know, you don't get a lot of vanilla flavoring in cereal, like not as the prominent flavor, and it was like the prominent flavor. Like you tasted vanilla. You should eat, Fate. Yeah. the preservatives, the binding agents, something in there made it taste a little off, yeah. That said, I think it deserves like a B because it was still a vast improvement over the regular Rice Krispies. I think it deserves a B. All right, and that's the cereal tier list. So, what we ended up with is that for the tier. That's where we landed on the tier list. We got Cookie Crisp at S. A, we've got Reese's Puffs, Mini Wheats, Honeycomb, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes, and Count Chocula. B gives us Raisin Bran, Captain with Crunch Berries, Pops, Cocoa Puffs, Raisin Bran again, Honey Bunches of Oats, Honey Smacks, Golden Crisp, Kix, and Rice Krispie Treats. Down at C, Cocoa Krispies, Cheerios, Trix, Rice Chex, Peanut Butter Crunch, Corn Flakes, regular Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops, Honey Nut Cheerios, Apple Jacks, and Lucky Charms. And of course, way down at D, Special K, meh, Cocoa Pebbles, bleh, Fruity Pebbles, bleh, regular ass Rice Krispies, and Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. And no Fs. Nothing actually was just not a cereal. Nothing was like absolutely disgusting, get it away from me. Only know 2 of them, which is Fruit Loops and Corn Flakes. Wow. You've not had a lot of cereal, Splash. Should probably fix that. Can't think of a cereal that should be an F. That's the thing, right? Like, for something to be an F, it has to either literally not be what you're telling me it is, right? It has to be like, oh, the cereal tier list. Here's some bleach, right? It's like, that's not cereal. That's an F for cereal. Or I have to have such a visceral reaction that I go, that I recoil in some way. Then that gets an F. Still sad, no Golden Grams. No Cracklin' Oat Crunch. Cracklin' Oat Bran, rather. That would have gotten an S from me. Yeah, there's a couple others that I know if they'd come up, I would have actually given an S to. I didn't intend to be that stingy with the S's, but I was convinced we were gonna get like Cracklin' Oat Bran. That we were gonna get like, you know, I don't like Oreo cookies, but that Oreo cereal was good. That might have gotten an S, because those were good. I was just gonna mention... Dragoon, get out of my head. I was just gonna mention Nintendo cereal. Get out of my freaking head. I was literally just about to mention how, like... It was not good though because they were basically Rice Krispie treats, but it was neat because like it was 2 bags in like one box where you had the Mario ones and the Zelda ones, and like the Mario flavor was like fruit flavored and the Zelda was like lemon and lime. And they were not good because they were like basically Rice Krispie treats. But at least I'm kind of a sucker for like lemon and lime flavored stuff, so I kind of liked the Zelda ones, despite the fact that texture-wise they were basically like Fruity Pebbles. Gross, yeah. Fruit. Like they were like, yeah, they were kind of like they had a similar like texture to like Fruity Pebbles. They reminded me of Fruity Pebbles anyway. Like the Mario ones reminded me of Fruity Pebbles. They were just gross. They were not good. Yeah, it was not good, but I still liked it anyway. Would Grape Nuts be an F tier? No. I don't... I don't like them, but I also don't hate them. And they are incredibly filling. Like, you can have, like, a tiny bowl of grape nuts, and you're not hungry for, like, half the day. Chips Ahoy. Yeah, the Chips Ahoy cereal. I never had the Chips Ahoy cereal. Nintendo, it's for breakfast now. Nintendo, it's a cereal. Wow, Nintendo. Yeah, I remember. I absolutely remember, Dragoon. It lives rent-free in my head. It has lived rent-free in my head for, like, I don't know, 35 years. I don't know. Like, what year did the Nintendo cereal drop? I know I was quite young. What was the plan? Well, we are, you know, we can finish out with, like, you know, some cuddles real quick. Oh yeah, feel free to drop it in the Discord, Dragoon. Speaking of which, why don't I, in case anybody is, here and would like the Discord. But, yeah, I think we'll probably, close it out. A little cuddling. Why don't we close it out with a little cuddling? Move you a little bit here, chat. We'll just go to the cuddle pit and chill for a few minutes. So you can at least get some cuddles tonight. Graceful, I know. Let's see here. Something a little more chill. But yeah, I like doing those tier lists. Those are fun. You're on your bed for cuddles too, Andy. Now I feel naked without the hat. Isn't that weird? I'm looking at myself now, I'm like, I need a hat. Kind of like the hat. You know, maybe a witch can be cuddly. Would you cuddle a witch? Yeah, we'll have to reassess with a Deadly Premonition, unfortunately. I think that is going to be just a little too buggy, after all. I'll give it some thought tonight for tomorrow's stream, and we'll see. Maybe we'll start Eternal Darkness. Maybe we'll just look at some shorter, fun little, maybe more indie stuff. I do love me some indie games. I do have Pony Island. Which, of course, by the same guy that did Inscription. I do have that. That could be fun to look at. I don't think it's very long. Maybe we'll look at Pony Island. Considering picking up World of Horror, because I've been wanting to play that for a while. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to see if Played Up is doing its Halloween-themed thing as well, because doing some Halloween-themed Played Up could be fun. I do enjoy me some Played Up, of course. It's always a nice chill time for me. Hectic as it is, I find that game incredibly relaxing. What if it's just pumpkin themed? Well, in the past at least, the Played Up Thanksgiving things, the customers have done like a kind of a trick or treat thing, right? Where they'll come in and they'll either like give you extra money, or they'll do some kind of trick, like, oh, light the table on fire. So, that's usually what it is. Like that Nightmare Before Christmas game that's played like Devil May Cry. Never did play that. It was just like a character action game like Devil May Cry. That could be fun. I've never played that one. But also, how you doing, Lord of the Badgers? We're finishing up with a little VRChat cuddle time. You're doing aces? You watched so many of my VODs? Really? Wow. Oh, thank you. Starting to think I was putting those up for nobody, because they don't get a lot of views. Oop. Come on, camera. Camera. Camera is stuck to my hand. There we go. All these virtual windows. First time you've actually caught me. Oh, well, welcome. I'm glad you could catch me, though. This is later than I usually go. So I usually, my later ones tend to be like a 7 to 11 Eastern. But went a little later today to try it out. I've got tomorrow off anyway, so. Yet to see Zyre live. Oh, well, if he hadn't had to evacuate, he would be the one streaming right now instead of me. But since he had to evacuate, figured I'd use the opportunity to sneak a stream in. So otherwise I would have only been able to stream twice this week, which would have been the first time I've not been able to do at least 3. Hey Susie. We're doing well. We're doing well. I'm having a good night. Had a long day at work, but now I got to stream. So that's always fun. Deadly Premonition was a bit of a buggy mess, so unfortunately we might be looking at something else instead soon. Ah, thank you. My water is way over there. One moment. Water, where are you? There we go. Pumpkin Jack can also be a recommendation for a game. Pumpkin Jack. That one does sound familiar. Cheers, everyone. Everyone do hydrate. I was just talking about how I don't drink enough water. But yeah, Pumpkin Jack. I know that one sounds familiar. If you ever want to, and if you are a member of the Discord, I have a suggestion box in the Discord. I'm always willing to look at suggestions. Susie is studying diligently. Make sure to study very, very diligently, yes. You don't want to miss anything. You know, it's an older one, but have I played Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion? That was suggested, and that is another one I could do. I could definitely do that. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's, maybe we just do that. Maybe we do a bunch of, like, smaller indie things. Maybe that's the plan. If Deadly Premonition is going to be a bit of a buggy mess. And I know Eternal Darkness is very, very long. So maybe we just do a bunch of smaller little indie things, other little oddities. It is free too, that is always nice. Get one of the fabled mugs. I gotta find... did I ever post... I know I posted the link a while back to where to get them. I'll have to repost that. I know it's in there somewhere. Theoretically, there's a bunch of other things you could get with that silly design on it. I did buy myself a bunch of stickers. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I have like half a dozen stickers as well. The Bunny Graveyard. I'm unfamiliar. Definitely, I'll have to look at that one. Yeah, remind me. I'll check it out. Yeah. Links are kind of automatically blocked in chat just for safety. You get a lot of scammers that that Siri bot doesn't always catch. The new one going around are like, you know, ones that are linking to scam sites under the guise of being for adult videos and such, and Seribot has not caught on to catching those ones yet, so unfortunately links are just blocked entirely, just for people's safety. Hey, guess what? Aw, thank you, chicken. And no Femboy Bunny, that would probably not be something Twitch would be fond of seeing put in the chat. Stream froze on you? Oh. No, Femboy Bunny, that's okay. Twitch would not care for that in chat. Sharing that kind of stuff would be a good way to get Twitch to be very mad at me. Well, as long as it's a silly joke, then that's okay. If it is a corny joke, that's okay. Alright, have a great night, Dragoon. Pop those suggestions in the Discord if you get around to it. There's a Bunny Graveyard, Spookies. Someone else already suggested Spookies, which I am considering. Oh, a corny pickup line. Okay, well that's all right. Yep. Have a great night, Dragoon. Thanks for coming by. Yep. Feel free, hit me with your corny pickup line. It's flash and then you bang. I mean, there you go. You want my corny pickup line? This is my corny pickup line. Okay. Alright. So, you know how a spider bit Peter Parker and he became Spider-Man? Right? Well, if I bit you, would you become my man? I'll probably hang out for a little bit, Faye. That's my corny pickup line. It's a pretty good one, right? Like, it would work on me. The other corny one is, are you looking for a job? Because I'd like to offer you a position on my staff. That gotcha. I know. I kind of like that one. Genuinely, if someone hit me with that, I would kind of be like, oh. Oh, you like the I'd like to offer you a position on my staff one? That's a classic. I like that one a lot. But yeah, I genuinely think the Spider-Man one is cute, yeah. Anybody got any other good pickup lines? Tell you a joke. You'll donate if I make you laugh. Well, did you hear about the guy who was a huge fan of Beethoven? This guy, huge fan of Beethoven, loved Beethoven, spent his entire life like researching about Beethoven, listened to Beethoven, couldn't get enough Beethoven. Loved the guy so much. Saved up his entire life so he could go visit this place where Beethoven was buried and see for himself, right? So he saves up his entire life, spent his entire life savings to get a plane ticket to go over there and everything. He gets there, and the place is locked. Closed down. He's only gonna be there for one day. It's all he can afford to do. So he's freaking out. But he's rattling rattling the gate and everything until the gravekeeper comes and everything. He's like, what are you doing? And he's like, and he explains everything. He's like, oh my God, guy, you gotta believe, listen. I'm the biggest Beethoven fan you'll ever meet. I love Beethoven. I've been like listening to him, researching everything about him my entire life and everything. I spent my entire life savings to get here. I need to get in there and just see Beethoven. It's just it'll mean everything to me. Here's like everything, last pennies I've got on me. It's everything I've got in the world. Please just open the gates and let me in there and let me see Beethoven. The guy goes, all right, fine. Opens the gates, lets him in. So he takes him down to the mausoleum and he's like, please, just like, can I just let me go into there just for a minute, just to see it. I just need to see it. I need to see Beethoven. You gotta understand. The guy's like, okay, fine. Lets the guy in. He's like, you go ahead, you go in there, whatever, fine. The guy enters the mausoleum. He's making his way through, and he can hear something in the distance there. There's some kind of movement going on there. And he sees there's a light on at the end there. And he's like, and he's scared, but at the same time he needs to see, he needs to know what's down there. So he slinks down there, and he gets closer, and you can see a figure in the mausoleum moving. And he gets closer, and he realizes it's Beethoven. Beethoven's there, and he's moving, and he's going through all his papers and everything, and he's ripping them to shreds. And he's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, and he realizes it's Beethoven's going through all of his old works, and he's just destroying them. He's tearing them apart. And he's like, Beethoven, what are you doing?" And Beethoven turns to the man, and he says, "I'm decomposing." I love that joke. Let me think. God, I used to have like a bunch of really good, clean ones. Thank you, Necro. Thank you, Necro. Too kind. That's too kind of you. Thank you. Very kind of you. You hear about the restaurant on the moon? Do tell, King. Or, Chicken, rather. Tell us about the restaurant on... Food is great, but there's no atmosphere. It did start because of pickup lines. What do you think? I have another one that's along a similar line of like, but unless you're like really into like physics, it's probably not nearly as funny. Is there heaven in your pants, or is it just you? That's not bad. Restaurant with no menus. I do tell. It's called karma. You get what you deserve. It's not bad. That's not bad. You hear about the rash of thefts? Some guys going around stealing all of the toilet seats in the city. The police have nothing to go on. So a kid and his father are taking a car ride. And all of a sudden, the car in front of them, lady just flings a dildo out the window. Comes flying, slaps the windshield of the car. Dad's freaking out for a moment. Doesn't, is wondering, oh no, what am I going to tell the kid? The kid's like, Dad, what was that? And the dad, thinking fast, he goes, must have just been a bug. And the kid goes, wow, Dad, that bug had a giant cock. Last we see him is mooning people. Hey, Racky. Chad is as if 40 raccoons were given in the internet. Do you agree? A little bit. You were, Susie. Necro gifted 5 subs, so you got and you were one of the people that got one. At least a couple of raccoons. Yeah, I think 2, right? Like, well, yeah, because you're kind of a raccoon, right, Necro? And Racky is often a raccoon. Although Racky, I just always imagine as another bunny, because I usually see him in his bunny avatar, which is very cute. Do a barrel roll. That close enough? Thank you for the hype train. Very kind of you, Necro. Glad you appreciated that joke. Do it, jiggle. Do what jiggle? My belly? The belly has jiggle. The tail. The tail jiggles. My hair. My ears. Those all jiggle. My toes. The toes have physics. A lot of things in VRC, but Benoit is just for fun. The Benoit is fun. .4K physics. I don't think my textures on this one are 4K. I try to not make my avatars too huge. Everything jiggles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even the belly has like some physics. I never show my tail. What? I'm very shy about it. I definitely don't have an emote of me shaking my tail. Thank you, I like it. I think it's a very cute tail. Oh, camera. All these virtual windows. I think I shared the story earlier, but I think most of the people here that weren't around. But man, at work today, I'm not usually this kind of guy. I'm not usually the kind of guy to be like, you know, just checking out someone at work. But this dude at work, this dude that came in, he had like the nicest hair. It was like a little lower than like shoulder length, like very like dark brown like hair, straight, like dude was probably about like 5'9" or so, and I'm 5'3", so that's tall for me, like, you know, but not like crazy tall. Skinny little dude, dressed really nice and everything, and I was like, man, I should just go over and tell him he's attractive, right? Just go like, be like, hey, you're really attractive. But like, just play it off like, you know, no, you're just giving someone a compliment, right? Like, it's not weird or anything. And I was too shy to do it, of course. And then I got called away and he was gone. But like, man, I'm not usually that kind of guy. But I was like, oof, just like play it off, like, yeah, play it off like, you know, oh, no, you're just wanted to say like you're an attractive dude, like, you know, but like also like, you know, kind of like, you know, wink wink nudge nudge it a little bit, right? Not usually this kind of guy. I don't do those. But yeah, so he almost did. Guy was like very attractive. Hey Izzy, been a minute. How you doing? I ended up not doing it, but boy, I wanted to. I think VRChat's had an effect on me in that way. Because there was 0% chance I would have done it like years ago. But a little more confident these days. Much flirtier than I used to be. Glad you're doing good, Izzy. Earlier we were playing some Deadly Premonition, and then we did a tier list in the tier list world, and now we're just finishing up with a little bit of cuddling. I'll probably be calling it in just a few minutes, but, you know, I usually go for 4 hours, and we're at almost 4.5. Need some of that VR confidence? Does wonders for you. Does wonders. Thank you for the follow, Ronald Jones. Thank you for the follow. You spend points to give head pats? Sure. Let me see. What would be an appropriate one for that? Ah, okay. Let me, here you go. Should I take the hat off, I suppose? Give me head pats. Thank you for the head pats. Aw. You're cute. Welcome, Sid. Imagine a Zyre fan here. What are the odds, right? Water bottles in the way here. Samurai fan has to be a Zyre fan. It's true. There's a lot of overlap there. Weird, right? Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk there'd be a lot of overlap there? Never would have guessed. We're besties. We're good friends. I've known him for a little over a year now. Still remember the first one I was in. Now, if you're from far back enough, that would have been back when I was a skunk. But yeah. I don't want to be presumptuous and say, like, you know, that we're, like, you know, very close friends or anything. But, yeah. We're good friends. I'd like to say. I'd like to think so. Ah, thank you. I shall do so. There's my water bottle right there. Yep. Everybody hydrate. Ah, yeah. You are from a while back then, if you remember Skunk Samurai. But yep. I've known Zyre now for a little over a year. I was there in his first stream when he returned to Twitch after taking a couple of years off, coming back with the new, you know, the format that he is doing now. I've been going back to your old persona, a snow leopard. Nice. Snow leopards are cool. Very cute. Yeah. And obviously, yeah. Met Zyre then, eventually got into VRChat, hung out with him a little bit in there, made me his mod, all that kind of stuff, and then eventually talked me into starting streaming myself. First one you saw was on January 13th. That would be pretty early, yeah, because he came back in August of 2023. So yeah, would have been only a few months in. So you came in just as he was like blowing up then, yeah. Back when he shot up from like, you know, a few hundred to like well over 1,000, like, you know, like almost overnight. That boy got huge fast. I need a little bit of that kind of growth, let me tell you. Yep. He was at 1,600 at that point, yeah. Crazy how fast he grew. Absolutely bonkers. The boy's talented. The Charlie's Angels pose thing with me and Zyre. Oh, that was cute. That's a cute one. Yeah, that had to have been a few months ago now, yeah. Yeah, was that the? I can't remember if that was the time I was on. I think it was like just before I started streaming, because we were kind of being like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna start streaming. Yeah, no, same, Negro. Like I've shared the story before, right? But like, I just happened to have been on Twitch. I was bored. I needed something to do, and one of the other streamers I sometimes would watch was playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't into it, and never done this before in my life. But I just went and I looked at the tags, and I just went, wonder what someone else is streaming under Femboy, and I just clicked Femboy. And I'm scrolling through, and I went, oh, look at this little deer boy. Well, let's check it out. And it just happened to be Zaire's first stream returning to Twitch. And yeah. Life went on a very different trajectory after that. Now I'm a bunny on the internet. Crazy stuff. The origin of the bun, it's true. Yep, the classic pipeline of, yeah. Yep. Streamer that you usually watch playing something you're not into. Dominoes. Now I'm a bunny on the internet. Hey, Victor. Welcome. How you doing? Earlier we were playing a little Deadly Premonition. Then we came in the VRChat, did a little tier world thing, and now we're finishing up by just doing a little chilling in here, a little cuddling. Vibing, indeed. We enjoy the vibing. Well, should probably call this a night here in a moment. Again, I usually only go for about 4 hours, and we're at almost 5. But it's been a nice night. I didn't want to call it too early, and yeah, been having a fun time. Been enjoying cuddling with you all. We got a little bit of a late start. We were just so engrossed in talking about cereal. It's true, time flies. You've all been very lovely to talk to. You've all been very sweet to spend your evening hanging out with me. I'm glad you had fun. been cozy. I'm glad. I do intend to do another evening stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll push it back and do another like 8 to midnight, or well, we'll probably start at 7 and maybe we'll just go long. Yeah. Maybe we'll end up going long. We'll see. Right here, we'll pop this in here again for everybody in case anybody does not already have that, in case anybody wants to join the Discord. It's the best way to kind of keep track of when I'll be streaming, as well as hang out with all of these cool chill cuties. We're all a bunch of nice chill bunch. But yep, I will be back tomorrow evening as well. So we'll probably start with some kind of spooky game. It should be, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see. Some kind of spooky game. And then probably end with some more chilling in VRChat here. So yeah, do join the Discord if you feel like it, or pop a follow so you can catch me when I go live next. But yeah, we'll find someone to raid here, and then we'll call it a night. Let's see. Roy's streaming, but he's been going for almost 5 hours, so I imagine he's probably about to call it as well. A lot of pillar. Yeah, sure. Why don't we go with them? Why don't we go with them? So, yeah, we'll start raiding them. So, alright, well, as always, have a great one, everybody. You're all a bunch of lovely beans. Thank you so much for spending the evening with me. And thank you, Necro, for the gift subs. Very, very kind of you. So yep, have a great one, Necro. Come here, chat. Necro, Lord of the Badgers, Andy, Splash, Sid, anybody else that's still hanging around, Victor, all y'all. Thanks for hanging. You're all a bunch of lovely beans. I will catch you soon. Yeah. Night, night.